My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Araki Agaladurthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Breelanders. The fun that is the Breeland campaign, and it really bloody is, isn't it? Simple yet fun. We're attacking Tharbad. We've pushed out from Royal Tharbad, the ruins of each, as we head into the east. I'm going to talk a bit more about Tharbad and the whole Fornos and Numinas dilemma as we continue on, but I'll cover that in a moment. Additionally, Mengelin is still held by the men of Enid Wythe. I will probably look into the Barrow-White script because I was of the impression that they attack the settlement, but from various reports from yourselves and from proof in my own game right here, they seem to actually do nothing. They just spawn and stand in the hills, and if that is the case, then that's bloody bugger. So I will look into that. I'm writing it down right now, in fact. I know you're not all that bothered, but I'm telling you anyway. I've written that down there, so that's good to go. We'll go into that moving forward. The rest of our campaign's going well. We're allied to Enid Wythe, who are at war with Isengard and Dunland. It's a race now, because Isengard in the latest versions of 2.0 are monsters in comparison to Enid Wythe. So in version 1.2, if Isengard attacked Enid Wythe, they would normally beat them, but they take quite some time to do that. That is no longer the case. They now beat them in record timing, and they just massacre the buggers. So we're going to need to step it up and support our allies in the south there. But we've got things training in various places, such as Grep's Watch there, where the forces can all come out. Captain Willie is heading back to Bree. Captain Willie, what a stupid name. Now here's something I was going to tell you when we tick through the end turn. It's nothing related to the game, but it's something that always makes me laugh, and I was going to mention it, but I've forgotten to so far. That is the headset that I'm using. I use a Bose Bluetooth headset, right? And every time I turn it on, it says to me what the power level is and that it's connected to my computer. But it names my computer when it does this, and my computer is called Tor Hudol, which is Sindarin for Forest Council, or Forest Wise Gathering. It's got to be literal because council is not a word, but it means Forest Council, and it's Hud with a or Hud, sorry, and then from Hud and Gol, which is from Gathering and Wise, or a Wise Assembly, yada yada. Anyway, it means Forest Council, but there's a circumflex over the U, and there's an apostrophe after the D before it becomes ol. So it's Hud and Gol joined together, which becomes Hudol with an apostrophe. And the little voice in my Bluetooth speaker just cannot handle the name of my computer. And every time I turn it on, it's a woman, and she says to me, battery 80%, and then she says connected to Tioga LL. She just can't do the Hudol. She absolutely wigs out, and she calls it Tior L. Always makes me laugh. It may not have made you laugh, but it always makes me laugh. Anywho, we are attacking Tharbad, as I say. I will keep Grep on the bridge there until Captain Fred can join him, and we'll push Fred straight through, I think, actually. And I will train another unit of those and leave them behind, so you go with him. Fred's going to join you, and we'll have 2 units of militia here. We'll take the archers when they're retrained, so they'll move forward and we'll hit Dunland. So now there's a bit of a need to head south quicker, because Isengard, if Isengard can get to Enid Wythe before we can really start doing damage to them, then we're going to struggle as well, because Isengard outclass us. Everyone outclasses us. So we've got to get a little bit of a wriggle on. We've got some turns until we can get the hobbits. Shire Militia are available before the barracks event. That's cool. I'll try and get some of them, but they're 14 turns away.
Yes, my lord.
Where was I going to send Ed? We could go for Karaskalanen, but then that's really bringing war with Angmar, isn't it?
Yes, my lord.
He's in northern Dunland.
This had best be worth our time.
They don't want seaside. What about map info? What are you saying?
No, we cannot agree.
Nah, I'm not paying you for map
until
info.
we meet again. Yes.
Your doom is at hand, fools. So I'm not paying you.
Question. Tomorrow's journey.
I think that's everything that we're doing there. We can go ahead with an end turn there. Yeah. Right, so the final part in this Fornos and Numinas saga. Many people have suggested that they would rather the Northern Dunedain get to upgrade Fornos and Numinas rather than Tharbad and Osgiliath. But the one final thing that I haven't really mentioned is that you will not use Fornos and Numinas' battle maps by the time you've upgraded them. This is the last piece of the puzzle. I won't speak very long for it, but Fornos and Numinas will need to be upgraded in the same way as Osgiliath will. Probably they'll start with about 100 people or 250 odd people, and you need to get them to about 3,000, for example. In fact, that is exactly how it has to be, because they have to be the same. Because the file, I'm not going to talk modding, but you'd need to upgrade in the same way you do Osgiliath, so the level would be around 3,000 people. Right. But, of course, by the time you've actually got them to that stage, as the Northern Dunedain, you're almost certainly not fighting in Eriador anymore. You have left. You have moved on. You are almost certainly either heading completely east to save Mirkwood, or, more likely, given your victory conditions, southeast. Through Isengard and on to Gondor. So you may not, by the time Fornos and Annúminas can be rebuilt, have really made it to Tharbad yet, i.e. you may well have just defeated Angmar. But then that would mean that Tharbad would then come into the picture and may be a location that you will then fight in going forward. So you'd get to see the Osgiliath battle map rebuilt in Tharbad. But more importantly, your ultimate goal, of course, is to save Gondor and kill Mordor. And by that time, Mordor is likely to have taken Osgiliath. So by you heading south, you're heading to Osgiliath, where you can then recapture the city and then rebuild it. You're rewarded for your efforts, for your assistance to Gondor. You are rewarded in that you can then upgrade Osgiliath, which is cool. Whereas Fornos and Annúminas, yes, you might be able to upgrade them, and yes, you'll get that sense of, oh, I've upgraded a really historic city of the Northern Dunedain. And yes, that's all true. Oh, do I not own this? No. Sorry. And yes, that's all true, but then you'll never fight here, so you'll never see that battle map. So I'd much rather Osgiliath got the upgrade, because otherwise it's wasted. And yes, Annúminas at the moment, the campaign strategy model does look ruined, but of course the Fornost one will be very, very simple. I mean, the Elite Dwarf can make some changes to make it really show that it's been upgraded, but it's still not going to be something where you're going to just nip past like this and see like, oh yeah, that's been upgraded, like which you'd get with, say, any other town. Like when Mengelum becomes a town, it will look substantially different. You can see it just by passing by. So having these upgradable just for that one time that you want to zoom in and say, yes, I upgraded it, and then move on with the campaign and never see it again, is a waste of time. Absolute waste of time. So that is why Osgiliath and Fornost, Osgiliath beats Fornost in our little situation here, is the long and short of it. Can you get 2 free upkeep? No, you can't. So... and I should also say there is 100% a bug in this version that I'm currently playing with the Garrison script. It has since been fixed, but of course it doesn't affect save games, so you won't get to see said fix. But rather unfortunately, I'll send those to Bree actually, where they can upgrade better. Because this just got the Master Sheriffs, didn't it? Yes. Oh, the experience bonus is all around, yeah. So then maybe you do have to stay in Arquette. No, I'm not bothered with that. That's only 1 experience. Although that's meant that our money will go down. Oh well. I could really do with Arquette growing, to be honest. I'd really like you to be a proper town. So there is a bug with the Garrison script in this version. And as I say, the bug is that the script ends itself because it's my first foray into scripting. So I've basically just done some stuff wrong. Making sure that I'm not moving anything else. What am I doing with the army that I'm building here? Is it heading north? Are we heading north? I can't remember. There's an army in Undertowers. Was that going to take Karas? No, I'd rather get Linden in so that we don't have to bother with Angmar and we can head south. Or don't we need to beat Angmar? Ah, balls. Yeah, we do. Curses. Because I've got all these troops knocking around. But they're not... Oh, we could go for Nelchaloon and split Enedwaith's force. Look at this guy. He's bloody bugged out and wigged out. As Enedwaith Clansmen, they're a reasonably new unit that you wouldn't have seen. The idea, Hummingbird, you were totally right, and forgive me, but the faction overviews that I've done are now so outdated. It was so stupid to have done them before version 2 came out. That was such folly on my part, and I appreciate and realise that now. But there we are, we make mistakes. What is this Angmar army doing? Are they heading for Ossul? Bastards. End the tab. What was I saying? I was saying something, and I've forgotten what I was saying, about the garrison script. Yeah, so if I take a town where the enemy has built the garrison building already, I will not get a garrison there ever. Of course, we have no way of knowing if a town has built a garrison script. That will only affect this Bree campaign. Obviously, in Rune's campaign, the garrison script is what it used to be, so there's no changes there anyway, so there isn't even this garrison building, so that doesn't matter. Yes. And, oh, Dundon have got Austin Athil, you jammy bastards. Ah, but the invasion's gone for Khazad-dûmis. But in this version, the garrison script is not going to work as intended. So in my heartlands, wherever I build this militia armory, I'm going to get a garrison, and it will work as it's supposed to work. But basically, anywhere else, if they've already built the garrison building, I'm not going to get any bonus out of it. I suppose what I could do, actually, is go into the files and make it into the files of this version and make it so that only I can build the garrison building so that I get a garrison wherever I am. But of course, then the AI is not going to get a garrison anywhere, and there'll be weird results out of that. But as I say, rest assured that this has been fixed. Racer has returned to us after his break. He told me straight away he saw immediately what was wrong, and he even fixed it for me himself. So, which I'm very pleased with. So I thank him for that. So it's in version 2 it all works as it's supposed to work, but at the moment it does not in this version. Ah, we can send a garrison force out there. Take some banderas. How much do they cost? 180. Oh, but look, they're like 105. Yeah, take the sheriffs. Sheriffs! Have you got sheriffs already, actually? No, because you won't get free up. Yes, you will. Smeals give free upkeep. Smiles. I really have no idea how to pronounce that word, I'm afraid. It has always eluded me.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
The army that I'm building here, I think if Ed comes back and takes that army, and Fosco heads round, builds more towers with our Linden border, and then he goes and gets the few that are in under towers already. Get some Banderas archers. Can we get better troops? I could get some cavalry. I could get a ballista maker. No, I think that's pretty much it. Have we got the best smith building here? Oh yeah, Mason's Hall. The militia armory as well, there's a text addition to this building now, the armory and militia armory. And it will say in block capital letters at the bottom, this building gives a garrison, basically. Or words to that effect. Or this building gives garrison troops. I can't remember the wording I used. But that's a wise addition that's been added. I'm also probably going to siege Starbad out, I think. For a substantial amount of time. Although I don't know, they've got a pitiful army. Nah, let's do it.
Lord, my lord.
Do they get a garrison? No, they don't. Ruil the Chivalrous. He's a renowned mercenary. He's got Wolf's Axe and a ceremonial knife. He's a social drinker, a proven commander, a confident attacker, a logistics expert. He's generally loyal. He's got political promise amongst the tribes of the Dunlendings. He's terribly scarred. And he's courageous. Feels appreciated. A night fighter, a skilled bureaucrat, cruelly exacting taxman though. He understands trade, but apparently he's lazy. But he's chivalrous in rule and naive. So he's basically a phenomenally good ruler, to be honest, save for his naivete and his laziness. And he's about to die at the hands of the Breelanders. We get some of our Greenway men-at-arms here, which is cool. I really like the Greenway. I was very tempted before this campaign to make it so that the Greenway troops are available wherever you build a road, full stop. So not the paths, but the paved road. I was tempted to make it so that wherever you build paved road, Greenway guards are then available to you. Now, obviously, I've not done that, as I would have said it at the campaign, but I was very tempted to, and basically rename them, rejiggle their description, so that they're more of a nod to the old Greenway, or the Greenway of old, rather than directly coming from it. But I've not done that, so they are still recruitable just along the line of the Greenway. Oh, look at this. Oh, we're attacking! From the theatre! Yes! We're pushing out. We are pushing out. Also, to the person that commented, why don't you use the base Third Age's Osgiliath? It's way better than this one. I apologise in my offhand comment. I didn't realise that we do actually use a newer one from Leo's mod. With the addition of this bridge, as I say. So, because this bridge is not walkable. It's not all that great of an area to defend, though, because look at the tiny space here where the bridge comes in. You could never set troops up there. It would be a nightmare beyond all proportions. Whereas this lander bridge, you fight first in this central aisle if you wish to, and then there's a defensible gate you've got to break down. I think that's part of the reason why this bridge doesn't work in town battles. Because when you rebuild the walls of Osgiliath, you actually need to break down gates in these locations, so it becomes harder to attack. Anyway, we have no choice but to just get across the bridge. Walk, actually. Don't run, don't run. Crep's over there. Right, what I want then is you guys to go... Oh no, here we are, the never-ending fun. You're going to go there. Bree Archer Militia. Bree Archer Militia, don't run away. Don't run away. Woodland Hunters, don't run away. Dwarven Travellers. You can get in that thin line in the middle there. More woodland at the back. Don't run away. Hobbit Sheriffs. You guys go there, don't run away. General. Yeah, you stay outside for now. Bandits. You guys go there. You guys come off of that. Go there. And I'm missing someone. Lumberman. Lumberman. I'm still missing someone. This battalion here. Ah, more lumbermen. You will stand on the bridge for now. We'll wait until our archers are done. Why aren't you moving yet? Ah, because there's not enough room on the bridge. What was I going to say? I was going to say... Fornost and Illuminas. Sorry to turn the talk back to them. But as I said in the last episode, Fornost can be upgraded because of the way the custom settlements work. We have room for Fornost to be upgraded. So that probably will be an option. You'll be able to upgrade Fornost back to its glorious state. And it'll only be in Fornost. And it'll only be for the Northern Dunedain. And so Fornost can be upgraded. But Illuminas cannot. But this is a bit of a controversial one, but I feel it deals with the problem quite succinctly. In the histories, Fornost was destroyed. The Witch King attacked Fornost in 1975 of the Third Age. It's either 1975 or 1974. And he attacked the Fornost and he destroyed it. I believe it's 1974. I think in 75 he was beaten by Glorfindel and Iana. Is it Iana? I always forget the bloody names. And the Witch King destroys Fornost. He utterly destroys Fornost. He attacks and sacks the city. Ergo, a ruined city, almost burnt to the ground, matches the description of what happened. Illuminas, however, was only abandoned. It was never actually attacked. Never. The Dunedain, for reasons really unknown, Tolkien never really explains, they abandoned Illuminas and they set Fornost as their capital of Arthedain, the northern kingdom of the three splinter factions of Arnor. And Fornost becomes the capital and Illuminas is totally abandoned. It's never really explained, as I say, why Illuminas is abandoned, but it's abandoned. So the thinking that I've got at the moment is that if Illuminas was only abandoned and not destroyed, then you could easily suggest that when the Northern Dunedain retake the city in your campaigns, if you're playing as a Northern Dunedain and you retake Illuminas, it's very easy to then suggest that the Northern Dunedain basically just knock together a few gates, pop those where the old gates would have been, and then they begin basically refurbishing rather than rebuilding. This is my thinking. I know it's been 1,000 years since Illuminas was abandoned, but this is all an attempt to basically get around the problem we have at the moment and the amount of you that want Illuminas upgraded. So the thinking at the moment and the current thought process, the suggestion, is that Illuminas would start the game rebuilt already. It would not be a ruin. Ergo, you would not need to upgrade it because it's rebuilt from the start. And this, as I say, is the current thinking, the current suggestion. And the example is exactly as I've given. The Northern Dunedain would move back into Illuminas, where it would be overgrown, parts of it would be a little bit sort of fallen down. But maybe not. I mean, it's Númenórean architecture. Illuminas was built first. Illuminas was one of the first things the Númenóreans built. And they were full-blooded Númenóreans back then. This wasn't Arnorian architecture. It was Númenórean architecture. And so the Northern Dunedain have basically, you've reclaimed the city, you've knocked some gates together, put them on the old gates, maybe you've got some hinges, and then you've basically just gone about weeding. You've weeded the city. You've got rid of all of the overgrown growth, you've repatched up the buildings that look like they were going down, and people have then started moving back into Illuminas. And I don't think it's too hard to suggest that that is what's happened. I know it's a massive jump, and the realists amongst you are all going to say, but 1,000 years is enough time for a city to basically be as if it were attacked. But if you just suspend your belief a little bit to get around a game problem, I think that's a good solution. Do you not agree? Considering that you can't have Illuminas upgraded with the current system at all, the question here basically is, would you rather Illuminas was ruined for the whole game, or it was a proper city for the whole game? which basically, of course, is just this half of Osgiliath but rebuilt with Kyrandros' battle map where the square is. Now, RK said he'd have to do some work to ensure that it actually worked, and it may not even work. So this might not even be an option. It seems very much to be that cities that don't have gates, the AI prefers these, and it can handle them way better. But custom settlements with gates, the AI can sometimes be a bit finicky with these. So it may not even work as a rebuilt one, but that's the current exploration we're taking. And I would be eager to hear your thoughts. Would you basically take out all of the things saying, oh, can't you try this, can't you try that? Because no, as someone who knows exactly how custom settlements work, exactly how the features of the game work, the options presented to you are, would you rather have a rebuilt Anuminas from game start, then forever, or would you rather have a ruined Anuminas at game start, and again, then forever? So in both ways, you're not going to change the city at all, so would you rather the city were rebuilt at the start? I personally would. I think it would be better. I think, A, it's more fun fighting in a built-up city, and it's not difficult to believe that the Northern Dunedain would just do some minor repair work when they take the city and turn it back into a working, functioning city. Anuminas isn't perpetually under attack like Osgiliath. It's not been ruined for 1,000 years like Fornos. It was just abandoned. So I think with Numenorian architecture as well, you could stretch the argument. It is a weak argument, I agree, but as I say, it's a way of getting around a game mechanic we can otherwise not get around. Now, to the actual battle at hand, you will note that our archer tactic has worked almost entirely. 82% of them have already been felled by our fine archers. And the few that remain are really just the general's bodyguard. Now, I don't want to send in my own general because he won't be that good in melee. I mean, he will in version 2 when he's a dismounted armor-piercing maceman. But at the moment, he is a cavalryman and he won't do anything against these bodyguards. Ah, but if they're running away, that's perfect. They become subject to our fire again. Could I run people down there? Oh, can I run that way, do you think, actually? Let's find out. Send in our armor-piercing lumberman. Oh, that fountain doesn't really exist as a building. If I run you that way... Ah, no. This path here isn't actually big enough for a unit to walk through. It looks like it should be. Oh, I'm not focusing on the battle now, am I? I'm doing an experimental test. Come on, Breelanders, get in there and help the Greenway. Right, you almost there? Yes, they are there. And you can run through there. And you can run through... What? What? Why has half of you gone that way and half of you made it through? This is utter madness. Well, that's the weirdest bug I've ever seen. The battalion just split in half. And half of them decided they couldn't do what I've just asked, and the other half said they can. Well, that's another thing. RK, if you are happening to watch the channel, I would love it if you could just make this wide enough for units to actually cross. That would be brilliant. Although it's a little unfair, because on this side you only have to defend this end of the bridge. And on this side, there's two ways from which they can come. And look, they've just grouped together anyway. It wasn't even worth it. I think we might be down to just the general. Oh yeah, look, he's running away. Pull everyone out, we've still got arrows. Oh, our lumbermen have really wigged out. Hold on. Everyone have a rock ready! Oh, there we are. I don't know if any of you caught the story that Knight of the North wrote for the Bree episode. Obviously, I called one of the hobbits Dave in my poor, quick thinking. And Knight of the North worked that into his little story and called him Davimus. I thought that was hilarious, I must confess. Oh, he's coming. Flanked with his two finest men. Can he survive the Hobbit Gambit? Stones to the face. He shrugs them off. One of them has fallen. Another one has fallen. And the Dunlending Rule the Chivalrous. Jesus Christ, Rule. It just took 4 of them out in a single swing. Is that him or did our archers just kill them? Surely our archers just killed them. There's no way he just did 4 of them like that. And now the hobbits. Ah, to kill.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Come on, stones out. He's going to murder these hobbits. So, send in the lumbermen. Come together, my friends!
Our men have taken control of the city.
Oh, I also posed the question that I, having read all the comments now, realise no one actually gave an input on, but how long would you like the town to hold out for? At the moment, we're capturing the town, and the timer was, what, 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes? I personally would rather the timer was around 8 to 10 minutes. A third of the battle if you have the battle timer on. Because I think the battle time is 30 minutes. Or is it 60? Or do you get to choose it yourself? I can't remember. But I would suggest the time to take the town should be 8 to 10 minutes rather than 3. I would welcome your feedback. So would you rather Numinas was ruined or rebuilt? And how long do you think a town square should be held for? I eagerly anticipate your replies. And honestly, I do. Because as some people have pointed out, the longer a beta tester stays with us, Orc, Lover and Infidel not included because they have staunch mindsets. But the longer beta testers stay with us, the more subtly, kind of subliminally, they are moulded into the way of thinking that Hummingbird, myself, the Elite Dwarf, and Arcade, how we all think. And the vision that we have for the mod, the beta testers, or beta testers, depending on how you wish to say it, they are kind of subliminally moulded, as I say, and they take on our visions. So they essentially reinforce things that we want. Now, obviously, there are areas where this is not the case, and some of them, in many cases, that is not the case. But there would be 1 or 2 times, I suppose, where they may have thought of doing something, but after listening to maybe the arguments or after knowing what we've done in the past, things like that, they may come around to our way of thinking inadvertently. Whereas, of course, you people have never really heard the inner workings, how we decide things, the discussions we have. It's all alien to all of you. So it's a little harder for you to envisage. But so you may have a less biased opinion. I'm not suggesting at all that our testers are biased. They're all very helpful. All their testing is worthwhile, useful, taken on board and used. But it was an interesting thought, and I thought I'd just touch upon it.
Your orders, my lord.
Right, I think we will get to fight in Fornos, because I think Angmar will just be too much for the ND eventually. I'm not sure about Numinas, though. I'm really not sure. We're in end turn, aren't we? Yes, I believe we are. Dunland are going to attack, and we've lost the useful bridge. And we've just got onslaught after onslaught. We've got quite an army, though. So, with any luck, let's end the turn and find out what happens. Dunland are far from finished, and Enedwyth now will probably be focusing on Isengard more than Dunland. Because Isengard will punch deeper into their line, would be my thinking. No, I don't know, because Dunland, they share such a large land border. Oh, the Anduin falter. And the ring has been found in Shadoon. I'm not going to go for the ring. Just get that one out. Just let you all know that one right now. I'm not going to go for the ring. Where is our port? Down here? Yeah, in one of the areas where you can sail around it. Always worthwhile getting ports. Very useful buildings. Don't really need more free upkeep here, do we? The Argon's going to be safe for a while. And Rebels don't do anything. Ah, Rebels! That was the thing, isn't it? Rebels. I don't know if I've written that in the to-do list, but I am keen to do what I was saying all that time ago. And having 2 factions, one that's active and one that's not. And seeing if that makes the Rebels a bit more, well, active.
With honor.
Fosco,
Yes,
more towers,
Lord.
please.
Yes.
Treading their lands for
Making
now, I
camp
suppose.
here.
Nelkhaloon still hasn't fallen. Can I get anyone to go for that? What about... I can train both of you again, so let's do that.
Yes.
Go and see what the garrison's like. Who are you? Captain Toby. Good luck. Oh, they didn't attack. They didn't attack. This is interesting. This is interesting. Can we get anything of use here? Oh, we could try and get a garrison. Yes. Let's hope.
Your orders, my lord.
So keep building me towers.
This tower will keep
Oh, I've
vigil
increased
over
the strength of the bandits. Obviously, again, not in this version, but moving forward. Maybe a little too much, to be honest. They're outrageous now. And I've asked, through the to be done, I'm not sure how often people see it, but in the to be done log, I have asked very politely if Hummingbird could possibly find it in him to give the bandits a new shield to go along with their now much higher stats.
Your will by your command. As you
What is the
wish.
free? Oh no, Dunedain of course are piss poor, aren't they? Yes. The Dunedain have really low upkeep because the one of the things that offsets the fact that they're heavily restricted is that their armies are quite cheap. So they're really rare, but they're cheap as hell. So you can get them quite frequently, which is one of the aspects of the mod for that. Oh, we can get another unit of hobbits here as free upkeep. I will do that. It's always good to have upkeep when you can.
Yes, my lord.
To max out the availability when you can.
Your orders, my lord.
Now, Grep, I need you to get back before Dundon changes its mind and goes... Get back in there! Get in there and smash it down! Oh, we can get Dunedain. Oh, they'll take ages to train though, won't they? That's really not worth it, really. Ah, screw it. It'll be worth it in the end. We're going to be Dunedain. We're going to choose the Dunedain at the end, so... Spoiler alert. Only 50 turns. And the turn again. The Northern Dunedain are doing alright, actually, and I wonder if that's because I'm defending their southern side, so they can focus entirely on their northern side. Because the Misty Mountains don't tend to trouble the Northern Dunedain until later in the game. Although the Misty Mountains are probably doing quite well if Anduin are faltering. I imagine the Misty Mountains are picking up that slack, or rather taking those provinces from Anduin. We'll see. We'll see. No, I'm taking a 74-year-old man. Karasnella got great exchange. And Harad and Khazad-dûm. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes,
The invasion's been called on the eastern side, isn't it? So 3 turns. Again, we can't upgrade Tharbad as Bree. This will always be ruined for us. We're Bree, we're not Dunedain. We're never going to be able to upgrade these things. So, it's there's no point going with low taxes or anything.
Orders. Yes. We can go no
Move into
further
Nelkhaloon.
today.
I'm surprised Enedwaith have not taken Nelkhaloon. Also, I wonder if I move this guy, if he'll stop being bugged. Let's try and do that. Oh no, I need to show Cursed Stat first. He's bugged out because he was told to attack the town when it was rebel. So he's moved over to attack the town. He's got into the position he would have attacked it. However, when he's arrived at the town, obviously he's discovered that I now own it and I'm allied to him. So it causes a bit of a problem with the AI, where they then just leave the army there basically forever. And unless you actually move it... Oh, no, of course. That was really stupid. That was really stupid. Oh, no. Haldir's the general. No. The game hates it when you move a general who's in a town. It really bugs out. As you can see, it's moved him, but he's not technically there.
Not an emissary, my lord.
I imagine he was probably in Caer Amroth. Let's send him back. I hope. This is a guess. Sorry, everyone. I've totally just stupidly done this. 262,329. Like that, or at least move him away from here. Right, let's move Captain Haldir. Interesting that the men of Enedwaith have a Captain Haldir. He is called Haldir, isn't he? Yeah. Yay, there we are. Hopefully now he'll actually go and do something. I've given him the okay, and I will pull those out. Why don't you head up to Undertales, where you're going to join that army, actually.
We'll make camp, my lord.
Your orders, my lord.
Oh, we need to toggle fog of war.
This
Don't
tower
look, don't
will
look, people, don't
defend
look.
the lands.
Don't cheat.
With honor, we can go no further, my lord. This, as you your will, my lord.
And Undertales has a Hobbit garrison, giving it free upkeep. Oh, yeah, look, the tax rate doesn't change the growth between normal and low. Yeah, I will need to refix that. Whoops. I know, I don't want to waste money on a blacksmith.
Orders.
Captain Lotho. I think I might try for Kalainen, you know. I think I'm going to give it a
Shall
whirl.
Continue tomorrow. Your will, my
Right,
lord.
anywhere else? No, I think we can end the turn there. We're into a good point. Grep made it back. Our armies are mustering.
Yes, my lord.
Our army is now mustered, in fact. Mustard. They've changed to mustard. Oh, and Ed can be upgraded. How can Ed be upgraded? What's Ed? What? Why is it? I'm lost. Why is Ed being upgraded? Curious. Curious. I'll get Fort Town, actually. That gives money and more troops. Fort units have now also been given the necessary buffs as suggested. Some people suggested just cutting them out of the game entirely and having all rebels as orcs. But I'm not convinced. We know there are evil men in the world, so having some rebel variety is still a part of the game. I know rebels die very, very quickly, but if every single rebel location was always just controlled by one orc battalion everywhere, it'd just be so dull. At least some orcs, some are humans. The fort units, there are 3 of each, so that there's at least some variety there. In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. Right, in the next turn, our army from Bree will be ready. I don't know whether to merge it with Fosco and both go for Kalainen. I really want Angmar to take Fornos so I can show you what Fornos looks like. But they're not having any of it. But I will end the turn there. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And I welcome your thoughts on Anuminas, rebuilt or ruined, and how long do you think the timer in the middle of the city should last for? But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar na den perimad melunin, and farewell.